If you're only here to cause drama, come sit next to me.
If you're looking for the bare necessities, you found them. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to the Real Housebears.
Podcast. Giving a little bit of Kathy Hilton. What was the doggy's name?
Oh, I'll have to look. We'll bring it up when we get to it. Yes.
Kathy Hilton howling to that dog just to talk, and they have their own language.
Is it Sue?
Is it Sue? I think it is Sue.
It's in my notes. Well, when we get to that episode, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, that's what we're doing.
I have to say, y'all, Hunter Harden has been bitten by the Lisa Rinna hustle.
That's money, honey, right there. That's money.
This boy has been hustling like Rinna's never had a job. We are here. It is 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time after he has worked an 11-hour day. And he's been working most pretty long days every day this week.
I have to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow for a flight to Portland. Portland, I'm going to be seeing you this weekend, even though you're not going to really know until this podcast comes out, so I'll already be there, right?
That's right.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. So, yes, I'm going to Portland this weekend and working an event.
And 2 episodes of The Real Housebears in 1 week.
Well, I'm down with the Bears. Down with the Bears.
It's been rough.
But it's been rewarding.
But now we're going to record 2 episodes.
2 episodes. Listen, we told y'all we're not going to leave Beverly Hills hanging.
We're not. We're really excited. Yay, I'm excited. This is going to be awesome. We're going to do it.
Well, the good news is we're already a little bit tipsy, so that should
make
it kind of fun.
I think I'm on my 3rd cocktail already, just since being home.
As soon as he came home, I was like, here's a cocktail, here's dinner, here's another cocktail, pack your bags, here's another cocktail. So that should be fun.
A vodka soda and another martini, but let's go light because the night is young and I'm not.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. There's going to be a lot of mistaken words. Oh, by the way, I'm going to say it on this part too, but in our last episode with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I said 70-20.
He has been devastated about it.
As soon as I was listening to our episode, I was like, I said 70-20 instead of 70-30.
I speak 4 languages, and that doesn't make sense in any one of them.
70-20 is not 100.
No, it's not. But I was like...
And I also hated that when I was lecturing women on the Salt Lake City podcast, I said honey first. And I feel like that's very just rude. And I don't like it when I hear it. So I'm sorry to anybody that I offended out there by saying honey first, because I think it's really condescending and it's really rude.
If anybody deserves an apology, it's the victims.
And I didn't mean it that way, so I'm going to work on that.
Well, this podcast is about growing.
And learning.
And understanding. We don't know what we're talking about. Yeah,
but anyways, I just want to get that out.
You know who does know what we're talking about is Kingdom to State on Instagram. Thank you, Kingdom to State, for reposting us and putting us on your story.
Giving us love. Are you kidding me?
We really...
Thank you.
Again, we really, really do appreciate it, and we're really, really excited when we know that people are listening.
3, 2, 1!
I love the cohort. I love it.
And, if there were some of us not listening to Salt Lake City, I'm going to say it again here.
No. Oh, no, you guys get buckled down. If you're not listening to Salt Lake City, if you're strictly...
Well, first of all,
Beverly
Hannah,
Hills.
again, 18, 18, 18, thank you for leaving a nice review and a 5-star rating.
And Kingdom to State did the same.
Thank you, Kingdom to State. So if my other 100 million listeners are out there that want to like,
let's be real, yours.
I'll give you 30% of them.
You know what? I'll take 20. You can have 70.
Well, I do mind you saying that because I feel like you're betraying my friendship right now. But please, have your moment. Go ahead.
I want a divorce.
That just flowed too easily.
It just totally ruined everything that I was speaking. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Oh, you know what you were talking about, right?
Oh, yes. Anyways, please go to Apple, iTunes, podcasts, and just scroll down on our thing and give us a 5-star rating and a nice review, because guess what? I'm going to give you a shout out on this podcast. And our million listeners are going to hear that, and they're all going to want to follow you too.
What?
Yeah.
Give you praise. This is going to be a fun episode.
But if you're not listening to Salt Lake City, I really encourage you to, because we
are kind of on fire with the Salt Lake City.
Yeah, you know, it's like being with your family again. And
it is. We're back with our girls.
And you might at least be interested in our anecdotes about the viewing party with the Salt Lake City housewives.
And our antics.
And our anecdotes and our antics. And our décolletage.
Anilò mi vina. Io non capito. Io non comprendo. I don't understand.
I know what that means now. Well, I don't know if that was a threat or a promise, but this is what the next episode's going to be.
It was both.
Décolletage is both a threat and a promise.
My décolletage is.
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. Because it's deep, but there is hair like attacking.
That's right.
That's a threat.
And a promise.
And a promise, because there's chunks of like other people in there. And food, like those hairs have been somewhere.
Oh my God.
They've had journeys, they've attacked,
oh my
killed,
gosh.
And they've stored food in there.
I mean, it's close to hibernation season. Where else am I going to put
Every night when I rub your chest when you're going to bed, I always have to pick out some crumbs from whatever meal you had that day.
Well, you know, it depends on if I'm on the almond diet or not.
Almond diet.
God, will you shut up?
Well, let's get into our continuation of the dinner party from hell part 2.
Shut the F up. That's how this starts.
You know what? You have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing.
Do you want to get sued?
Oh, let's get into that.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get in it, because it's like right at the beginning of the episode, really.
I mean, right away it goes right into it. But honestly, I wish that this episode was all part of the first dinner party from hell. Because I don't want them to be splitting it.
Yeah,
into
well,
two.
and they only give us like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
I would like to go through all of it, because this part of the dinner party from hell was really intense. Like, Erika flipped.
Yeah,
like
I rewatched it today because it's been so long since we've seen it, and it is intense. This part is just as intense as the first part, but again, it's really short, which I guess is a good thing. It is
short.
But here's the deal about the sewage. Here's the deal with Erika's sewage.
Here's the sewage of the bean suing.
Erika's sewage smells because really what's happening is she's just saying whatever she can to get Sutton to shut up.
Am I going to wake up in the morning with a horse's head in my bed?
Or to get everyone at the table to shut up and to quit talking about
I think
it.
Everybody at the table. I think she's using her as an example. Like, if you guys keep poking and keep questioning, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, she just pulled that completely out of her butt.
But when she's, like, saying all these things, all the women are like, whoa, this is what we're all afraid of. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If we turn against you in any kind of fashion or form or have any questions, you're going to attack us and throw us under the bus. Like, we don't want to be a part of your drama, but we want to be your friends still. Like, how do we do that?
But Erika doesn't want to hear that part. She only wants support. She wants nothing else.
But honestly, it's been like days of her getting asked questions and grilled about this subject. Like, she I think she's just had it. She just is ready just to let loose, flip out. I think she's been thinking about it a lot by herself, and she's ready to say what she's been thinking for hours a day.
And again, she just wants him to quit freaking talking.
Oh my gosh.
But Dorit is like standing up to Erika.
Dorit, girl, you go.
But Erika just kind of like narrows it all down. Like, Sutton specifically called me a liar and talked about Tom's health not being true. And she says that she's about ready to just lose it on everyone. And then Queen Kathy pulls out her scepter.
Oh my gosh.
And says, calm down. And the room freezes.
Calm down. Are you kidding me? It's insane how much power she has all over these women. So, funny story, I was working at this lady's house and I saw that she watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I talked to her about it. I'm like, but are you watching Beverly Hills right now? And she's like, no. And I was like, Kathy Hilton is why you need to be watching Beverly Hills. She literally was watching the first episode of this season of Beverly Hills because I said that.
Oh my God.
And she started watching it while I was there.
There are a lot of memes going around that showing that Garcelle, Sutton, and Kathy Hilton have triple-handedly, I guess, saved Beverly Hills.
Like, why can't it be Harry Styles?
Honestly, this Beverly Hills has so much going on, and it's all fresh.
I mean, no matter how I feel about any of those people, I agree with it. Whether I love or hate Sutton or Garcelle, I agree that they have really been major components to the success of this season, because it can't all be about Erika.
Yeah, it's seriously, because it would just get boring.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm getting there.
I'm honestly getting there too, because we've been researching this before the show even started.
And I'm getting to the point to where I don't really care if she's innocent or guilty. You know,
I'm questioning it a lot more now that I've been watching her.
We'll talk about that in the next episode, because there's a lot.
But when Kathy stops this and it just turns into loud static, that it all breaks when Erika just leans to Sutton and says, "You call me a liar again, and I'll come for you." Like, and everybody's like, "Whoa!"
Kathy's worried about the souffle.
I honestly, her poor candles, those candle holders have never seen a fight like this. Those crystals can't handle that. Are you kidding me?
I will be okay, but I am not okay right now.
I didn't expect that.
I did. Poor Kathy and her beautiful candle holders have never seen a fight like this. I mean, honestly,
$1,000 candlesticks have never been around anything like that.
I would be like, if anybody yells any louder and breaks one of these, I'm going to flip out and I'm going to stab you with them.
Yeah, because like the candlesticks in Clue were like $25 max.
And Kathy Held is probably like, I got 12 more in the closet. Like, do you want to just replace it? She's like, I got $25,000 in my sock.
In my purse, but hold on, let me pull out the wig and the shoes and the Christmas wreath.
You name it. Socks, an extra pair of shoes, a sweater, carpet samples, drapery samples, wallpaper samples. There's sandals in there for a pedicure. You know that.
And the country ham that I had in there.
But Erika just really continues to like threaten Sutton, but she kind of like justifies it. They're like, you can't threaten her. She's like, oh, I didn't threaten, I promised. Oh, well, thank you. That makes it so much better, Erika.
Thanks, Erika. Thanks for promising that you're going to attack me at one point.
So Sutton's like, you know what? People don't talk to me like that. Just in general. People
Absolutely. When was the last time you've been talked to like that? Have you?
Not by someone. No.
Not by like somebody that was your friend?
Not by anyone, really.
Like that's intense. I mean, granted, she's under a lot of pressure, but dang, you're proving everybody's fears right.
I mean, she's kind of showing her upbringing in a little bit.
Ooh, her holler back girl.
I mean, she's a Southern girl too.
She
grew up with.
She didn't grow up. Yeah, she grew up with little. I'm freaked out. I'm nervous.
think for a moment, if by chance either Erika doesn't go to jail or doesn't go to jail for a very long time, and we get to see Erika post Tom like we've got to see Luann post Countess. It's like a different human.
Yeah. I mean, even Erika Jayne's posts on Instagram herself, like right now, like that isn't the best social media present that you should be having right now while people are waiting, orphans and widows and cancer survivors and burn survivors.
Yeah, that's later in this episode. PK becomes fan favorite.
Oh man, PK lays it. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. I love that Lisa consoles Erika just by giving her a dog. That's how I want to be consoled.
But wasn't that smart?
Yeah.
Animals cure all.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
Yeah, they do. And Crystal is Team Erika. Who knew that Crystal was so, I don't know, abrasive?
I was going to say brash, I
guess.
guess.
Crystal's like, yeah, if you call me a liar, you're going to get the same reaction from me, too.
For a second, I was like,
but you know, we did see earlier in the season that Crystal does have a sharp tongue.
You're an inappropriate, awkward person. Period.
She does.
Like, she cut Sutton good.
You're like, yes, you are awkward, or whatever she said. Like,
it's starting to make a little bit more sense to me now that I'm talking about it.
There you go.
But poor Patrick, he's just blown away by this whole thing.
Oh, Patrick.
Poor Patrick. And then Kathy asked Sutton to just come into the library. I want a home where I have a library full of books I don't read. I would invite my friend Heidi over to read books every day.
Oh my gosh, you'd have a little nook for her.
And Mary.
Right,
by
like natural sunlight.
All of my best
direct.
girlfriends love to read books.
That's true. Like Sarah and Heidi are like book fanatics.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
Sarah's
girl.
a lawyer. Hey girls, love ya.
You guys are like a ray of sunshine.
So anywho, the ladies go back to the table and Garcelle says, "You freaked her out."
Lisa Rinna, why? What happened? Like,
I did not realize. Like, you saw in the episode how wasted Lisa was, and I didn't notice it.
Man, she was trashed.
So, Erika says that she's being called a thief and a liar every day, so she is not taking it from Sutton. And then the ladies thank Kathy for the lovely party.
Poor Patrick's in the kitchen. In all of my years, I've never heard people yelling like guns.
And Erika just says, well, welcome to the group.
Exactly. I mean, have you ever seen the show? Have you ever seen
Welcome
dinner?
to your new reality,
Did
Patrick.
you honestly think Kathy Hilton was going to be able to stop this, like, more than she did?
Absolutely not.
Honestly, if Kathy did put her foot down and said, production out, I bet everything would have been out.
Listen, even NBC, the parent company of Bravo, is afraid of Kathy Hilton.
I want to have that kind of power someday.
Right.
I would abuse it so bad. It's not good.
Moving over to Garcelle's house. Finally, we're done with the dinner party from hell. We find out that after the lovely birthday marinara party that they had for Garcelle, that Hamlin and Rinna dropped some more sauce off the next day, which thought was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out that Rinna was blackout drunk.
She had no idea she had the bell at any point.
It's how do you film a television show, granted unscripted, where you're blackout drunk?
Bitch, please.
Well, you do know these ladies barely eat anything,
Oh, no,
and these
yeah.
dinners last for hours.
Yeah, at least they do. You're right about that.
They do last for
I
hours.
didn't even
We
think
found that
about
out.
that. And Lisa Rinna,
She
hasn't eaten since 1993.
Yeah, she looks great.
You know what? You've got one life to live.
I mean, but that's not the best way to be
I
healthy.
I even wrote down, holy cow, how do you function on television like that? Because she doesn't remember. I mean, that was quite a heated exchange.
That's a big chunk. I mean, but then again, it was split into 2 episodes. It wasn't just that scene.
Yeah.
So it was a long night. Like, can you imagine how long that night was?
No.
Imagine just the nights that, like, we've heard from, like, Heather Gay and Mary having dinner where it lasted,
Whitney,
or Whitney, it lasted for 3 hours.
5. It was
5
5 hours. 5 hours.
So could you imagine something like this big a scope? Like that's gonna like 8 hours. I bet.
No.
I bet they're there till like 1 in the morning.
A statistician. Statistician?
Statistician.
A statistician.
God, I
2 in
hope
the morning.
not. God, I hope
Oh,
not.
I bet.
That sounds
Listen, they make the
awful.
money.
Well, Garcelle has communicated with Sutton, and Sutton does not feel okay.
I wouldn't feel okay either. Listen, I just got threatened by Erika, and she's like a pinned up animal in a cage. She is gonna scratch and claw at anything that comes by her.
Rabid.
You are an animal.
Garcelle tells Rinna about her feelings about the division in the group. And doesn't feel like Rinna looks out for her. But here, did we already talk about the division about having friends and having relationships?
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
I thought we talked about that.
This whole subject has come around so many times, but Crystal, I think, in her testimony or whatever, hits the nail on the head of exactly, she's been burned by friends in the past. She's been burned by the color of her skin, being just black, a black woman out there. She's been judged and she's been kept out of things and left out of things. And when you're like that, those are the things you look out for. And so she has very few friends, but they're very close. So having these new friends is hard for her to connect with.
Well, and in the previews for the episode that's coming up this coming Wednesday, it shows that Garcelle had a really hard time growing up making friends, and I really had a really hard time fitting in. So those kind of scars never heal completely.
I still have those issues to this day.
Oh, FOMO. Please. Yeah. I mean, that's the story. That could be named in my book.
You just said FOMO.
Oh, am I too old to say FOMO too?
No.
Y'all, I've been told I'm too old to TikTok.
No. Look, I'm too old to TikTok. I got like chastised by like a 10-year-old.
You're TikToking?
On TikToking.
Y'all let us know. Are we too old to TikTok?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Check out my TikTok at Hunter Harden.
I've got like videos from a year ago.
At the start of COVID.
Again, Garcelle says that Rinna doesn't look out for her, and then Rinna's like surprised by that.
Gasp!
And then Garcelle reminds her, like, well, you kind of like shoved it in Erika's face in Palm Springs, and you didn't say anything when I was arguing with Dorit. And Rinna's like, it wasn't my place to say anything.
I know. But and even at that dinner part, or later on in the episode, they're just sitting there at the table talking, and she's like, should I go over there? No, not yet. It's not the right time.
Well, that's true. That's very un-Rinna, though.
It's very un-Rinna.
But Rinna comes up with like, okay, well, then I feel like you're being nitpicky. So if you're going to be nitpicky, then I'm going to be nitpicky.
Listen, I would be the same way.
But she was like, even though you told us thank you at the marinara sauce party, and then you told us in person thank you for dropping off the marinara sauce, you didn't send a follow-up text. And I just thought, it would have been really nice for Harry to know that you enjoyed the sauce.
My loyalty is to the truth. How I see the truth.
That's a serious nitpick. Like, that is some deep nitpicking.
It was unnecessary.
I mean, it was completely unnecessary.
It was embarrassing almost.
It was embarrassing.
I'm like, man, keep reaching, girl.
But then again, I'm that way too. I feel that way.
Girl, yes.
Now that Sutton is growing on me more, I kind of want to be her friend, and I want her to take me shopping.
I had a conversation with that girl that I was installing blinds for. When she was watching it, she was like, how do you like Sutton? I'm like, listen, it took me a while to get used to her, but this girl knows her stuff and she knows her people. Like, she is integrated.
Yes.
And I'm liking her more and more because of how knowledgeable she is.
Yeah, she's smart. And I
She's
love that you know how much money she has, but she doesn't talk
She
about
never
how
talks
much
about
money
it.
she has.
Yeah.
What exactly are you saying here?
Like, if I ever had the chance to ask her a question, my question would be, I love that you don't talk about money, but you have to tell me how much that tennis bracelet was.
100%.
That's my one question.
And then there's me. I'm like, girl, I got these shoes for $30.
Yes, eBay, work. So Sutton and Kyle are at Bonham's, an auction facility, but this is like a private viewing.
Again, this
Always.
girl, she always has these.
She does private
She
viewing.
knows what to. Don't you want private everything?
Yes.
I want to be Sutton's best friend.
The reaction is a little much.
And not only is this a private viewing before the actual auction happens, but they've also shipped in some stuff just for Sutton and Kyle
that's
isn't
not
even,
even going to be an auction.
Like
Are you kidding me?
That's
That's some
amazing.
baller stuff.
That's amazing.
Sutton is the most baller housewife I have ever seen on the shows.
Vanderpump.
Okay, Vanderpump knows her businesses. Sutton doesn't have a bunch of businesses, but she's indulged in every single. Do you see Lisa Vanderpump getting all these private things all the time?
I don't know. I haven't seen her on my TV in a very long time.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up.
Calm down. Take a breath.
Hold it in.
But yeah, Sutton is baller.
But Kyle buys a Cartier ring for $4,800 with her black MX. Sutton buys a $3,500 ring. She's cheap. Kyle spent $1,300.
I don't think that was
more.
the only thing she bought there.
But she said, don't let those diamond earrings that were $215,000 that she thought was a good deal walk away. But maybe, I think it was either 7, 8, or 9 carats somewhere around. I feel like it was 7, but maybe 9. I don't know. But to me, as long as they're good quality, I would say that probably is a cheap price.
But then again, a lot of people do business with diamonds.
Yeah.
So owning diamonds, it just appreciates in value. Unless it's scratch and
it
stuff.
Almost blew your mind when you found out the China plates were $3,500.
Are you kidding me? Plates that you eat on?
No, I wouldn't.
They were gorgeous.
Yeah, limited edition.
But I don't have plates on for display. I'm poor as hell. Where are we gonna display that?
On display. On display. On display. That's where we're going to put them. We're going to put them on display.
But where's this on display going to be?
I guess along the wall in the hot closet.
Oh God, we have barely any room left.
We were told by a listener that the view behind us was heinous. So maybe we need to put some plates along the wall back there. I don't know.
Maybe we should just put a black sheet around us.
Maybe. Oh God, it would be it would be the fire.
But look,
closet.
we have a little bear in the background, you guys.
We're working
Can't you
on
see
it.
It's cute.
So it gets into the conversation about last night. We are very distracted tonight. It gets into the conversation about last night, and Sutton doesn't understand why people keep saying, say more, be honest, say more. And I agree with Sutton.
I agree with Sutton too.
What's left? The Erika, she's been trying.
Do you guys want me to scream at her? Is that what you want? They just wanted her to say exactly what they said to them when she was telling them. But it's y'all, this isn't the situation to do that. Don't you see that your quote unquote friend, Erika Jane, is hurting very bad by these questions? So maybe not pressure somebody to keep asking the hardest questions, being mean about it.
Just gonna get some jiggies while we're talking. Sorry, Liz, we're heading.
Well, and it's not like Sutton's not doing her best.
And it's not like Sutton hasn't already told her side. Why is she... Everybody knows she fears what it's going to happen to her.
I think what happened was, at that dinner, though, Sutton did say at one point, well, I didn't understand that before, but I understand it now. So maybe people thought, or Kyle in particular, thought that was backing down a little bit. But nonetheless, I am on Team Sutton here.
I'm on Team
Sutton. She's been trying
Team Sutton.
her best to say whatever she can. Now, I will say that when Erika's not around, she is barking really hard.
But you know what? Every single woman has done that on these shows. They talk so much harder. Well, some of Teresa doesn't. She talks exactly the same.
Right.
When she talks to the person. But when you're talking to your friend, you get hyphy. You talk differently.
Yeah.
But it's a different situation.
Absolutely it is. But then when Sutton calls Kyle a quote unquote friend, ouch, Kyle took that to the core.
Oh, she was very upset. And I was like, is there going to be a fight at this private jewelry auction viewing?
But she called Sutton weak. And I was I was like,
why say that?
I was like, I don't. First of all, I don't agree.
Please.
And that's a extreme word.
I need to get out of this.
Yes. Well, let's go to Dorit's ugly tie-dyed out green outfit.
Oh, God.
This is date night, Papa.
I think I wrote something down about that. I'm not sure.
Dorit missed the mark on this one.
Oh, no.
I did not find that attractive or flattering or even remotely needing to exist.
Okay, so like the first 5 minutes of this scene, Dorit is talking way more than PK.
Oh, he can't get a word in.
He can't even get a word.
But actually, he just wants to eat.
Yeah, he's just like, and he looks down to grab something. She's like, "Are you looking at me? I need you to look at me when I'm talking to you."
Wait, Papa.
Come on, quit ruining date night.
He's like, I'm staring at you and I'm grabbing the olives or whatever he was eating.
She wants to give a toast, and it's the world's longest toast, and they're toasting to her dress line for date night. Cheers to my dress.
She's like, let's toast to it.
Instead of toasting to us on our date night, let's toast to my dress line.
PK is an amazing man to
He's
deal
like,
with Dorit
I'll
every
drink
day.
to that.
But I do agree, PK does try to keep up with her in conversations.
Yeah,
Like, he
you're right.
does have a good back and forth.
And she's interested in what he has to say.
And I think he's interested into what she has to say as well.
You know what? I've seen, again, a lot of tweets and things talking about, like, PK and Dorit seem like a couple who really sit around and love to talk gossip, and what an awesome relationship.
Oh, yeah.
is.
I mean, that's all we do.
Yes. But it's another date night when we're talking about Erika. But again, this is when PK becomes fan favorite. He's like, listen, I've worked in PR, and I know that when you are being charged with taking money from widows and orphans, flashing your vajayjay on Instagram is probably not the best move.
thing.
And I think everyone
saying
in the
your
world,
followers are gullible, like...
she's made a lot of missteps on social media.
Listen, if she doesn't do this right and get ahead of this, and she's going to be forever the woman that stole money from orphans and children. I mean,
I understand that she's working. She still did have that ad campaign, and she still.
But she's also posting stuff that's not for the ad campaign.
Well, and she also still does have fans that she has to constantly remind that she's around.
And top dog.
Yeah, I mean, social media is a large part of your career. So, I mean, but it's about making smart choices on social media.
Yeah.
I don't think that ignorance is an excuse. I just don't.
Follow me on Instagram at Hunter Harden.
He's iconic, honey.
But yeah, PK doesn't believe this whole story about Tom. I mean, honestly, and this is what I think I said before, is she has been living 20 years of having to lie, cover up stories. How does she know what's the truth or how to say the truth anymore? Well, that is a toxic way of thinking constantly. It turns into the way you automatically think, and it's already showing. She keeps giving everybody these like huge drastic things, but she's like hiding it in between sentences. She's like, oh yeah, I went to the grocery store, I got some eggs and bread, oh yeah, a meteor killed my dog, and then I went to the store and I got my nails done. It was awesome.
You be quiet, all right, Miss Small Town. I'm so worried about my motherfucking reputation. You shut up. You can laugh all you want, girl. We'll go all day with you.
Yeah.
You know, like she just glazes over it like it's not a big deal, it's nothing. And every single person that hears is like, wait, what? Go back to the meteor thing.
Something ain't right.
Well, I think where he really hit the nail on the head is he's still in control. I've been
100%.
saying all along that I feel like she's doing his PR. Like she's saying
it's like she's afraid of him. She wants to stay on his good side so this ends well.
But I think she's being told what to say by him and his team.
Or at least just his team of lawyers.
Yeah.
I think that is probably because they're probably like enlisting.
They're probably
fear in
literally
her.
not communicating because of like the way that you could track it. But I've had this again.
Listen, if you were a lawyer and you knew that your client was going to be on a television show and it's going to come up about this case, of course you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm not saying whether she knew anything was going on ahead of time, but I just feel like she's saying so much about Tom that supports his story. That she needs to shut up.
There's just some cracks showing now, and it's making me nervous.
I need Perry Mason. I need somebody to try to explain that to me.
We're finally getting to get ready for Garcelle's Haitian dinner. Garcelle's hair and makeup look gorgeous. Erika is she is painted. She
Oh,
has
yeah.
so much makeup on. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
She's wearing so much makeup. Of course, Rinna shows up first. Who could have guessed?
The candles laying in the front yard was beautiful.
Oh, that was
There's a lot of them.
beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
And I love Rinna. She's wearing this black and silver or black and white, I couldn't tell, like beaded dress that was really hot. Rinna doesn't eat much fish. I relate to that.
Yeah. We had a little bet to see who would be tied for first and who would come last. Do you remember? I said Sutton, and Sutton was not last.
So did Garcelle and Rinna. They had a bet as well.
I know. Well, that's what we were doing. I was like, I
I love
paused it. I
that
was
they
like, what was
talked
it?
about it. I was like, okay, that it wasn't just because we've been talking about it all season long.
yeah.
And so I love that they actually talked about it. I was like, okay, isn't just us. Crystal shows up looking beautiful in this khaki like trench dress. And whenever Crystal comes into someone's home, she is always so complimentary. Like when first time she saw Erika's home, she's like, oh my God, I love it. It's giving me chills.
Oh, yeah,
When she
I
walks
remember
into
that.
Garcelle's home, she's like, oh my God, it's so gorgeous in here. Which that wall of flowers I thought was a
gorgeous.
beautiful
It's very
touch.
pretty.
Dorit was not the last, but she's came straight out from like 1984.
Dorit looks like
It was a
It's a
beautiful.
look.
It was an 80s. It was straight up 80s, but like 80s fashion. You know what have
Yeah.
whatever that means to you.
Erika shows up looking like a stripper trying to get her car after a gig.
Let's be honest, if I was having some good sex, this whole thing would not be that depressing.
Yes. Seriously, I mean, with all that makeup.
Yeah, it was intense.
Kyle's hair is like
Huge
bouncing and
hair. I
behaving.
loved it. I mean, I'm really
Yes.
loving like the big hair stuff. I love big hair.
Sutton's in a beautiful beaded cocktail dress, and then Kathy can't come.
Yeah, it ruined it.
Rinna voted on Kathy being the last, so it turns
Yeah.
out Sutton was last. You were right. Sutton
Oh, I was right.
last.
Yes, I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wrote Kathy is not able to come, so I win.
Look, at the end of the day, life is a poker game, and everybody's got to show their cards.
Ah,
So
gosh.
Garcelle makes sure to pay her bet to Rinna in front of Kyle.
She makes sure that she says she's going to pay up when she gives her the $20 for the bet. Like, she can't help herself.
Who knew that pumpkin was such a delicacy in Haiti? And I would be totally into that pumpkin soup.
Yeah, I would want to try it for sure. I mean, for white girls, pumpkin is a delicacy.
I love what she's having. Thanks so much.
And Dorit starts to tell a story about her mother's heritage and how she learned to cook. And she's getting into the story and she's like, oh, I'm talking a long time. She goes, you girls don't want to hear about this. And she was right. Like, no one was like, go ahead, Dorit.
No, I'm interested.
I certainly don't want to be accused of, belaboring a point.
Rinna is really trying hard to stomach the fish.
Poor thing.
No one's really into the conch.
No.
Lavender creme brulee sounds
I would
delicious.
love that.
Now, Rinna loves to talk about money.
Oh, yeah.
She's talking about how expensive Sutton's dress looks.
We haven't heard anything from Erika yet during this dinner. Dorit ends up saying that quotation marks are air italics.
Yeah, air italics. Yeah, that's so funny.
She's like, no, air
She did not
italics.
say your name in air italics.
I don't think that makes sense in any language.
Anilo mi vina.
And then who was it? Someone mentioned Kyle's yellow pants the night that they all got together without
Yeah,
Erika.
like, why did we do this?
I wanted to kill whoever that was. I wish I didn't.
Everyone's like,
remember.
oh, shh. It's like, makes it even worse. Like, shut, you guys.
So Kyle tells everyone, like, if you all have something negative to say about me, then let's just be forward with it. And let's be honest about it. And let's not wait 6 months like this Garcelle and Dorit situation has been.
And of course,
And
Garcelle brings up the check from Watch
Yeah,
What
she's
Happens
like,
Live.
But, Kyle has already admitted, I only brought it up because I was feeling under attack and I was heated. I would have never brought it up otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not giving that one to Garcelle. Erika leaves. Sutton's just talking about being tired of being in the hot seat.
Yeah.
No one's plans to apologize to anyone. Crystal's like, well, there's just no path forward. That's just the bottom line.
Crystal's so, like, so matter of fact. She's like,
Yeah.
listen, I've talked to her. She's done. Like,
Yeah.
you guys, it's over. Don't even talk about it
Yeah.
anymore.
So hopefully people can pretend to be nice and just stay away from each other.
Let's get out of this hot closet
Yeah,
for
let's
a second.
stay away from this hot closet for just a moment. We are a bit long-winded, but we love.
We're trying to give love, y'all. So when we come back from our quick little break, we're going to talk about the next episode of Beverly Hills.
17. This
Tale
is
of-
where it gets really crazy.
Tale of Dos Accidents.
Oh my God. Bye.
You talk too much like Dorit sometimes.
And we're back.
Oh, that was a quick one.
It was good.
That was
I
a
didn't
quick
drag it
one. We start off A Tale of Two Accidents, episode 17.
And Romeo, the dog, ran out of the house, which could have caused an accident.
Yes. So PK's friend is going on like a tour of the wives' home to invite them all to a night of romance.
A white rose
Let me at least do it like romantically.
with etched glass invitation.
Most of these women were not like clothed or had their hair and makeup done. Like this
I mean,
was really
Sutton had her laptop,
unexpected.
her robe, and her glasses on.
And then we see Dorit with Nick, the party planner, who, to be honest with you, has a really great butt. He wasn't all that cute, but he has a really
Is his
great
name Nectari? Nectaria?
butt. Maybe. It could be. It could have auto-corrected on my computer.
It was Nectaria is what I wrote down.
Well, his butt is magnificent. It's raining, but they were really hoping to have Dorit's, bridal collection premiere party outside. But it looks like that's not going to happen because it's raining in Beverly Hills. It's clearly snowing up the mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I mean, Lake Tahoe is in California.
True. But flashback to some pretty awesome parties that Dorit has thrown.
I'm a virgin in the bridal business, but throwing a party? Come on.
And over the past,
Oh, yeah, she has thrown really good parties. She is good at that.
Oh, Nectaria. Nectaria was the fashion designer who she was on a Zoom call with.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, okay.
I just had it written down, so I thought that's what you said when you said that.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then Dorit shows her those cool mirrored invitations. Then we go to Kathy's house, where Kathy has the founder of Knesco Skin there. Kyle arrives. Kathy immediately makes Kyle say hello to Sue. Yeah, I was right. Sue, the dog.
Sue the dog, and she does that by howling.
Yes, and Kathy's like getting down on the floor. Like,
oh, yeah, she's like, this is our language. We talk to each other.
Sue and I communicate with each other. I love you. Oh. How are you? What's going on? Oh. This is how we talk with each other. And she loves it.
You go, girl. I do that too. I lay down on the floor and I wait for my cat token to come up and just fall into my shoulder. He's like, I'm going to lay here. I'm like, okay.
Right? Rinna comes and Erika comes. And so Rinna was kind of first. Kyle's going to show up first to her own sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are not wearing much makeup, but again, Erika's face is beat.
I mean, she's got her glam squad.
Yeah, clearly. Kyle is allergic to gold.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they were going to put those gold pads underneath their eyes, and Kyle said, I can't wear that. I'm allergic to gold. How does that work?
How horrible is that?
Yeah.
Doesn't she have gold bracelets and stuff?
I mean, I don't know how it works. So Kathy and Rinna go for their facials, and then Kyle and Erika have some snacks and water.
Yep.
And then the Layla, I believe was the woman's name, is talking about the third eye. And
oh, yeah, like all the spiritual stuff and the chakras.
And so Kathy doesn't completely get it. And
she's like, there's a third eye. She's like, there's something.
Well, when they ask her to confessional to explain it, she explains it how she explains everything else with half sentences.
Sometimes I do talk in code.
Oh, yeah. She's like, well, they have chants and chakras and
there's a third
there's
eye
things and there's eyes. So, yeah. Third eye.
Thanks, Kathy. It's clear now. Kyle Kyle asks Erika about her and Sutton, and Erika says that door is completely closed.
No fixing, nothing.
No fixing that. She's got a lot to deal with because
and
now
she doesn't need that small time girl.
Well, now she's got so much to deal with because Tom's house was broken into.
Yeah, he confronted the burglars and doesn't go into what happened. And then she says, and then I had my son go down there and visit him. And then on the way back, he flipped his car like 6 times. Do you want to get some, like, mani-pedis after this? Like, are you kidding me? Like, she just glazes over this crap. Like, it's not a big deal.
And Kyle's like, what?
Well, the whole world was like, wait,
huh?
Wait,
at first
what?
I was like, who rolled their car?
Yeah, like she goes over it so fast and so nonchalantly, like you're like, wait, what? So I almost feel like she's doing it to get attention.
And it was before,
because she wants people to ask questions. She wants people to be intrigued by it. I feel like she's getting, like, there's so many cracks now.
Or is it a story that she's been told to plant?
That's what I'm saying. There's cracks in everything, and I just don't. I'm
and the
very
crazy thing
uncomfortable.
is, it was before they were all at Garcelle's for the Haitian dinner, and Erika knew it. Just like when at the beginning of the season, when they were
in Tahoe.
I've never been to Lake Tahoe.
Yeah,
and she said, "I love Tom." Like she was talking about how much she loves Tom and the way she is treated by Tom. And then 4 days later.
So how far away, though, from, like, Beverly Hills? Or actually, I think Erika and Tom lived a little bit further south, actually, and not actually all that close to Beverly Hills. But how close would they really be to snow?
That's what I was questioning, too. But if he did go do that, and he does live by snow, he would have been getting home after a long drive, tired, and probably late at night. So that makes more of a sense that he did flip his car. But again, it's all too much to take.
I know there are mountains in California, and I know in Northern California in particular, it's very cold. But
it's just too much now. It's too much.
I mean, Dorit said, I like when Dorit later in the episode was like, I'm not saying I don't believe Erika, but this is just an unbelievable story.
Yeah, like multiple stories now. And even PK glazes over it saying, listen, it's statistically almost impossible to have 2 family members roll their car in within a year, 2 years, or 3 years or something?
Most of this has to have a paper trail.
Has to. Are
Most
you
of
kidding
this
me?
has to have a paper trail. Why aren't people digging this up and proving it right or wrong on the internet?
Saying like, here's the police report.
Yeah.
Here's the medical bill. You know.
Yeah.
Here's him pictured in the hospital.
Something.
That picture of there's a meme out there with Portia Williams with her broken foot, like a cast on her foot, but she's like cheering in the chair, and it says Tom Girardi after he rolled his car 6 times in the hospital.
Too much.
Oh my gosh.
Garcelle's meeting with her dating coach, and the first step is to check their Bumble profile.
I've never even heard of this, but
never heard of Bumble?
No.
Really?
No, I've never heard of Bumble.
Oh, it's been out for a long time. Yeah, it was been out before Tinder.
What was that one?
Or
that
at least
was always,
around the time as Tinder.
I know there's a Farmers one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, don't you know that one? Like Farmers something? They even had like advertised it's made for farmers.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, I know.
Do they have like a gay Farmers
I
one?
hope so.
I think that's called...
I'm sure some of them are closeted.
I think of bears.
I love Garcelle's top she's wearing. It's a simple black top, but it's just missing one shoulder. It was really lovely. I
like
cut
that
out
too.
Garcelle, she's not so much into the app. She wants a matchmaker instead. And
I kind of agree with that too. I mean, I think when you're at that kind of elitist stature of like being on TV and like being rich, I mean, it's harder to date people.
I want a strong, confident man. I want a man who has his own life. I want a man who knows who he is, and if he has kids, he's a great father. I want a man who's great with his mom. And I want a man who's confident enough to let me be me. And be monogamous and be kind and be sexy and know how to dance and he doesn't have to know how to cook. I'll do that.
And plus, I'm assuming that Garcelle and I are somewhere near the same age.
Yeah.
Technology, stuff like that, it's just foreign. You know, I mean, I've been, not that I haven't had experience with the gay dating apps.
Y'all, this is why he's not allowed on the TikTok.
But they show her this really ripped, hot guy who's almost 50.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, the abs.
great.
I'm not into abs, but Good for you. I mean, that's a lot of hard work.
She's into abs, and she's obviously into lighter skinned men.
Okay, well,
she was
maybe.
She was married to one.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think she might have a preference like that.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't assume she's, exclusively. Over at Crystal's, they're remodeling the basement. They're putting a bar, a movie theater, a golf simulator.
They have to drop the floor down because he's too tall and swings the club into the ceiling. Go outside. You kidding me? It's like you're living in Beverly Hills. I mean, the weather's not that bad.
Well, I realize it's COVID, but you're not going to be stuck inside forever.
And who's going to want that specifically?
Well, Crystal's husband is not frugal, as she said. She's the cheap one, except for the investment of an expensive bag.
Again, my dad was a chiropractor, and I didn't see any of this type of money ever. This was never around.
Well, he's making the Lion King. He got that kind of money.
Oh, I forgot this is Crystal. This is it.
Yeah, we're in Beverly Hills.
I forgot.
Honey.
Sorry, y'all. I was talking about SLC for a second. My God, I'm getting them all mixed and crossed.
I didn't know if it was the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy or who it was.
It's been a lot of housewives.
It's been a lot of housewives stuff. It's a lot for me, y'all. I've been working a lot this week.
So Kyle is over there and seeing a tour of this. It was estimated for $1 million.
$1 million
remodel. Now they've got it down to one time she said 600,000, and then she said 500,000.
No, she said I want to keep it at six figures first.
Oh, maybe that's where I got the six.
Yeah, and then she says that we got it dropped down to half.
Okay, I didn't put that together. You're right.
But $500,000.
What are you, Kathy Hilton?
But that house will be worth more later down the road.
I mean,
who's going to buy? Buy a
Tiger
golf?
Woods.
Yeah, I don't know. And we'll see how his future goes. They talk about Garcelle's party and how Garcelle was triggered by Kyle asking me to be told if someone has a problem with her, and blah, 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 blah. But again, this was just brought up because Kyle was mad at the time, and she wouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah, and just more Garcelle feeling like there's inclusion in the group.
Yeah. Crystal doesn't feel like an outsider like Garcelle does, and suggests that maybe Garcelle and Kyle just aren't meant to be super close.
Yeah.
In one episode, she's like, well, the door is closed on Erika Sutton. And then she's like, well, maybe you two just weren't meant to be close.
I know. She's just like so matter of fact about everything.
And then I love going to Kyle's house because I love that they have German Shepherds. I had a German Shepherd.
That bad doggy, Luna, got into the food.
It's weird to me because German Shepherds are perfect dogs. Like, they don't misbehave. German Shepherds are not Huskies.
Bitch, please.
German Shepherds do not misbehave.
Huskies are adorable, cute, fun animals
totally
that
are.
all they do is do fun, cute things, and you take that as being bad.
Like you when I do bear things and you tell me
You're a bad bear.
We do not do bears.
But I love that Kyle's like bent over and cleaning it up, and Mauricio helps her by spanking her with the broom.
You look good like that.
You're not going to get any of it if you don't help me.
That's you, just sexually objectifying her while she's on her hands and knees trying to clean up. That's me.
But I love that that he's like that, that he's into it.
Yeah, that's fun.
But she's like, if you don't help me, you're not going to
get it. And I think I've said that to you.
100%.
But I do know how to give a damn good blowjob.
The Kinsleys arrive, and Dorit looks she looks as understated as Dorit can be. She still looks quite elegant and made up, but it's kind of understated. And Kyle's gonna be like, let me tell you about this crazy story I heard.
And Dorit has the exact same response to it as the world did.
What?
Well, did he get attacked by him? What did he do to the burglars? And wait, who flipped their, are they dead? What happened?
No one knows.
And no one knows. It's just a blanket statement.
For one thing, Kyle gets another chance at the salmon. It looks beautiful.
I wish I could cook fish.
But who puts mayonnaise on any fish?
I have never heard that before in my life.
Tartar sauce on, a fried fish or maybe something not salmon.
Listen, those girls let them have it, though.
It sounded, just mayonnaise alone sounded disgusting.
What do you think this is, Morton's?
I love Kyle's British accent. It was so good.
Know.
Blimey, PK. This is not a restaurant. Get lost.
They could use some work. I could give her some tips. But
So now we have the story going, oh my God. Yeah, you need to help her with her British accent and her French.
You're very British today, darling. Happy Christmas.
So here's the game of telephone. Someone told Erika a story. Erika told Kyle a story.
Now
Kyle
Kyle's
told
Dorit.
she already did, and now Dorit is immediately telling PK and Mauricio as if she knew this story. Like she's like, let me tell you this story that I know. It's a hysterical scene.
It's so good. Oh, we needed some fun.
I know, because we haven't had any fun in the few. But the funny parts, other than what PK says in a minute, are Mauricio's facial expressions and
Kyle's.
Yes.
There's memes out there of Kyle's face expressions right now.
And Mauricio is so high, he doesn't know if he's really hearing the right thing or not, you know?
But they just start going off on it. It is hilarious.
But I even made a note here. Mauricio and Kyle have really great body language. Like when he's listening to their story, he like leans into her. Mm-hmm. Like I just really love how into each other they. And
I'm like, get off me! You're making me hot.
Oh, getting hot.
PK thinks that Erika is still being controlled by Tom, like we just talked about. Mm-hmm. Mauricio agrees that there are lies there's inconsistencies everywhere. Who says no to a physician when there's an unconscious husband that needs surgery?
I know what you're thinking. I literally know what you're thinking.
They do make a good point because she still is technically his wife. So they would have called her and said, listen, your husband was in an accident. We need to do this kind of surgery and stuff. We're worried about his age and stuff, blah, blah.
She said, no, he's old, I'm afraid.
No, he's old, I'm afraid. Something's going to bad happen to him.
Yeah.
So they're like, and Dorit's just like, well, what if they just couldn't operate on his brain? What if they only could operate on his leg to save his leg? Whatever.
And that's when we get just PK's like, yeah. He's a lawyer. They're really worried about his ankle over his head.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a soccer player.
It was so...
He's a 79-year-old lawyer.
It was so hysterical.
And Mauricio is eating it up. Everyone is... Yeah. They can't help but laugh. Because it's hilarious.
But the thing is, they're laughing at Dorit. They're not laughing at Erika.
No, they're not.
And Erika posted just the other day how difficult it was to watch that. But I was like, they weren't laughing at... And a lot of other people have had memes that like, friends to your face, but this is what it's like behind your back. I'm like, no, they weren't laughing at Erika. They were laughing at Dorit suggesting that they wouldn't worry about his brain and save his ankle.
They need to have a house husband spinoff.
Yes. Yes, like all the New Jersey guys plus Mauricio. Now that PK is a fan favorite, we'll have PK. It was too bad we can't get...
You could do that island.
Yeah, we need
the island scenario where you get a bunch of house husbands together, like the favorites of each season.
Ooh, I wish I'm having a brain fart on Phaedra's ex-husband. Ooh, Apollo. Yeah, let's put Apollo on that. Can we watch Apollo and Joe Gorga go at it?
And Frank.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Frank.
You big pervert.
Frank, never mind.
Frank.
We're on a family friendly.
Hi, Frank.
I can't say anymore.
I know you follow us, Frank.
What's
up, bro? Fist bump, yo. Let's go pump some guns.
Oh, my gosh. Cue the New Jersey soundbite.
Why do you always want to see my dick?
Thank you. I needed that.
I love watching Crystal get in glam because she's so beautiful.
It's so funny. Every single time there's a glam session, it's always with a FaceTime call.
Yeah, with Kyle. And Kyle is wearing a red lip.
Oh, yeah, she's wearing a deep red lip.
She's almost as painted as Erika has been for the past episode and a half.
I do love that she's talking about diet and stuff. And Crystal's like, do you want to do a fast cleanse with me? And she's like, nah. She's probably afraid.
She barely hesitated. Rinna putting on her Valeria hair. And Harry's going to make an appearance tonight.
Valeria.
Whatever. So Dorit is finally getting ready for this. I didn't realize that she was having like a full-on like fashion show launch party.
Well, I figured she would have like the dresses on stand. I didn't know she was going to have a show.
I mean, but I want to know, like, she wanted to have it in a warehouse with models on 50-foot ladders with clouds in the sky. I'm like, how are models going to walk?
Also, How are you going to see the dresses when you're looking up everybody's dress?
Yeah.
You're just seeing a lot of up dress.
I'm like, I don't know if that sounds
Dorit, that's perverted. And plus, do you know how high it is on a 50-foot ladder? That is terrifying. I was on a 12-foot ladder today. It's terrifying.
Yeah, oh.
You kidding me? I had to get to the top.
So on the way to Dorit's, Erika chats with Kyle, and Erika is not a bit concerned about seeing everyone tonight, despite the Kathy Hilton home debacle, because tonight is about Dorit.
Erika's car and Sutton's car ride are two completely different energies.
Yeah, Erika's like, oh, I don't give a F, and Sutton's like, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
I'm gonna just tell you, I'm nervous.
To her boyfriend.
Where did he come from?
Who's this guy?
How
that apparently everyone at the party knows too.
Yeah, we're almost to the end of the season. How do we not know him?
What the
this is
Bravo?
episode 17.
I mean, come on.
Maybe just because he's not all that noteworthy.
Why are you constantly mean?
What is noteworthy is that I could see Dorit's nipples through that dress.
That is noteworthy.
Yeah, might have to take that in consideration for somebody who has extra dark areolas.
Oh my god! And how's she gonna walk around with that train all night? That's what I was like. How's she gonna walk around with a train? But it turns out she changes later.
Erika's hair connected to a chain, connected to her other real hair was, I don't know.
I thought it was awesome.
I
People
thought
hated
cool.
it.
I just don't know.
I thought it was cool.
I just don't know about it yet.
You know, people.
I wish she was wearing more of an Asian-inspired outfit, because she has wearing like a red and white, like Asian-inspired, big poofy, like up dress. Like it was really beautiful, and I think that would have worked a lot better.
It just reminded me of something a drag queen would wear. I thought it was creative. I thought it was interesting. Cute. I thought it reminded me of like hair shows.
Okay.
Again, I understand why people hated it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, ooh, people are going to love it or hate it.
Yeah.
But I immediately went, ooh, I love that. But actually, Crystal shows up first.
Mm-hmm, which was interesting.
But PK can't have a martini until he eats because he gets drunk too quick.
That's me too. Oh my gosh.
Kyle and Mauricio show up after Erika. Then Sutton and Michael, and Sutton just looks terrified from the moment.
Oh yeah, but Erika gives her a big smile when she walks in.
Yeah, she's like invites her to stand next to her at that little stand-up table. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was wild. And then Garcelle enters in that yellow, almost mustard. She looks incredible.
I thought that was Big Bird.
Are you guys playing?
No, I thought Big Bird walked in.
I thought it was incredible. You didn't love it?
That was Garcelle.
You didn't love it? Really?
No, I loved it. It was great. I'm just being a dick.
When you insult someone's outfit, that is below the belt.
Okay, I was like, oh, because it was almost a mustard.
Yeah,
so
I like the mustard. If it was yellow, it would have looked more Big Bird.
And then Kathy comes in with her architect.
Well, first she just shows up with this guy on her arm walking up the steps, and it just shows Kathy Hilton. We don't know whose name until they get into the party.
I wrote, he's not wearing socks, so it's probably her gay best friend.
Probably.
But no, it's Jesse, her architect. But who has an architect? It said
Kathy Hilton does. Are you kidding me?
Kathy's architect.
Are you kidding me? Of course she has her
Hold
own
on,
architect.
let me call my architect.
He's going to drop some plans
we have an
for
architect.
this party.
We have an architect, Bob.
Bobby C.
He's our architect.
He's our architect.
We're fancy like that. We have. Well, never mind. We have our own architect.
Yeah, we do. We can't afford
and
anything
he
builds.
actually designed Whitney Rose's house.
Yeah, he did. Y'all.
So eat that.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to name drop all over the place.
So everyone has arrived. They're standing. Then Dorit kind of tells everyone kind of where to stand.
Yeah.
But Kathy and Kyle have already figured out there's like a faux wall for a reveal. But it was a very exciting reveal, I thought.
It was cute. It was on display.
On display. And then Dorit finally gets on the microphone. I'm like, girl, 5 minutes ago you were screaming at the top of your lungs to try to get everyone's attention. Why didn't you get the microphone out 5 minutes ago?
She even has a Flower Girls dress made.
I know. I didn't know about that. That was a nice little surprise.
And you know what? The variety of gowns that she has are completely different styles for every different type of woman.
I really thought that I thought they were all beautiful.
The pearl one was probably my favorite, but I felt like it might be heavy.
With 14,000, she said. 14,000 pearls.
It's like a $35,000 dress. And do you think anybody would not buy that for their wedding? Like somebody that has money, they're going to be like, it's my wedding dress. I want to spend money. Mommy, Or daddy.
Yeah. Or daddy.
Or, hey, daddy.
They might be getting married, you know what I'm saying? Garcelle is the only single lady that wants to get married again someday.
Yeah, I know.
Sutton
It was
and
interesting
Erika
to
are
see
like,
that.
"Yeah, thanks." And then PK, I almost got mad at PK because I didn't want this to be the night, but he was like, so do you want to get Erika in on our little joke from last night? I was like, if she heard that.
PK, you don't understand. Don't. Like, it's not fun and games.
But Kyle was like, yeah, you go right ahead with it. You go ahead, PK.
Yeah.
If you see how that
Could
works
you
out for
imagine her levitating over the table and giving laser eyes to everybody?
I can't take it.
Harry Hamlin shows up.
I'm here for Harry Hamlin's meat.
Yes, and then Dorit shows up in a new dress. She took off the woman.
Well, before she ate.
Right.
Of course.
Well, and it's hard to wear another woman all night long. She was Harry Hamlin's getting ready to film a Ridley Scott movie playing Tom Brokaw. That's pretty cool.
Tom Brokaw? That's crazy.
I know. Lisa's not ready for him to go. She's enjoyed having him home during the pandemic.
Lisa's codependency this scene is us.
Absolutely.
It's the whole time she was talking, I was like, ooh, that's us. Like,
I know.
Ooh, that's us.
We have a hard time spending a weekend apart. Mm-hmm. But you know what he's always filming in Canada, and you know what they say about Harry Hamlin in Canada?
What?
That he has relationships when he's in Canada.
Gasping.
Don't judge someone until you walk in their shoes.
Kathy Hilton didn't know who Bernie Sanders was?
She had no clue. She thought it was the new elf on the shelf. She thought it may have been that Kentucky Fried
Colonel
Chicken
Sanders?
guy. Colonel Bernie Sanders.
How do you not know who? I mean, if
Listen,
you know
he had a mask on, he had a jacket on, and he had mittens on. If you didn't really know who he was, do you think she really reads that stuff?
I mean, I assumed that she voted and knew politics. I mean, it was such a big year of politics.
I think she probably had a help for that.
Maybe you're right.
But she's just hilarious.
PK doesn't do real estate anymore because he lost $2 billion.
Yeah. I can't talk about it. I want to find it.
I mean, we're worried about Erika and Tom losing $25 million. This is $2 billion in real estate.
I thought he said $2 million, but
maybe he did. Listen, sometimes
I could be wrong because the guys weren't as. If he said $2 billion, that's huge. That's billions.
Yeah. It is billions, literally.
I mean, could you have billions in
Now I'm
going
going to
to
have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. The pool outside is obviously heated. Did you tell? There's steam coming off it the whole night.
Kyle brings up that Garcelle made a comment that went viral, and Garcelle was like, "Oh my God, what?"
Yeah, and
she
then they went
terrified.
to commercial.
I know, of course they did. But it was, which I remember her saying, "They're all coming after me, so I'm going to be coming after them."
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that in the press, and it was right after the heated, party, the lit party, with Dorit. So that makes sense. But Dorit would just like for Garcelle to be honest with her opinions. We're talking about it again, Dorit.
I can't talk about this anymore.
But Garcelle's like, I'm only allowed to voice my opinion when it jives with your opinion. Mm-hmm. And then they end up with, again, Dorit asking Garcelle if she feels like an outsider, and Garcelle, no one takes Garcelle's side but Sutton. But they finally agree that Garcelle is going to be direct as possible with Dorit.
Well, honestly, she's just going to be a dick about it. Like, Dorit, quit talking. You talk too much. That's what Dorit wants to hear. Like, no, she doesn't.
No, she's just wants to be right.
Yeah, it's just getting dragged out. It's just nitpicking.
I hear that Garcelle and Dorit go at it at the reunion.
Ooh, I can't
and
wait.
Garcelle and Rinna.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Let's do this.
All right, so, that's the episode. That's really the episode. The only thing really is Garcelle and Rinna not having Garcelle's back again.
I do have to say, when Harry was nervous to go back inside, PK says, "Careful, Harry." And I was like, are we watching Harry Potter?
Hagrid?
Careful, Harry.
Careful, Harry. Will you all be careful and watch us on social media?
You're gonna have to do all episode like that.
Oh, that's Hagrid?
Yeah.
You can watch us on Facebook and Instagram.
No.
He started sounding like a news anchor.
I know. That's why I had to
interesting.
stop. That's why I had to stop. I lost my Hagrid. Well, we're so glad that we got the chance to get caught up on Beverly Hills with you all. Thank you so very much for listening. As Hagrid was saying just a moment ago, follow us on the socials. On Facebook and Instagram, we are The Real Housebears. You can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com. And I left out Twitter, which is Real Housebears.
Grr. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. Please go to Apple, iTunes, Podcasts, and give us a 5-star rating and a nice little review. You could also find us on YouTube, so come check us out. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
We're really not sure how we're going to figure out this schedule yet, y'all, with Salt Lake City on Sundays and Beverly Hills on Wednesdays, but we're going to keep on chugging along, and we're not going to leave you hanging until this season of Beverly Hills is over.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, it is on. Let's bring it a little bit closer.
You always want it so close to me.
I know, because I'm louder than you are.
No.
Get a little closer.
Touching skin. Too close ain't close enough.
Put your hand on my skin.